pizza has garlic in 3 places: in the crust, on the crust, and in a cup with its special garlic dipping sauce. The pizza has a blend of cheese with garlic seasoning inside the crust and more garlic seasoning on top of the crust. It's available as a large pizza for just $13.99. Papa John's also has a garlic chicken pizza, which has a hand-tossed original crust with real cheese, fine ripened Roma tomatoes, grilled all-white chicken, artichoke, roasted garlic, and fresh cremini mushrooms on a zesty garlic ranch sauce. Call 812-883-3369 to reach your Salem Papa John's, or stop in at the corner of Main and Hackberry Streets to pick up your hot, fresh pizza today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
He's going to go to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana!
From South Bend to Evansville, and from Vincennes to Richmond, all over Hoosier Country, catch Indiana University football all season long. Indiana heads to the Big House this weekend to battle Michigan.
Oh, he got blasted! What a job came in and put him on the ground!
Join us Saturday. Our coverage begins at 11 a.m. on the Neil Tire and Auto Service Radio Network from Learfield.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
When the cops are looking for a truck, I'm Harrison Silcox. You're listening to Network Indiana. Gunfire at a mobile home park. John Herrick reports on what happened Wednesday in Greenwood.
The Winterbrook Mobile Home Park, just after 9 a.m. That's when and where Johnson County Sheriff Dwayne Burgess says his department got a call about someone firing their gun. And fortunately, the bullets didn't hit any people.
Yeah, just hit the vehicle. We searched multiple trailers within that area, but it was just a car that was hit.
Now they're looking for a suspect that he thinks drove away from the scene in a charcoal gray Ford F-150 truck. If you've seen that truck, give the police a call. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
There was a shooting at the Extended Stay America Hotel on the northwest side of Indianapolis this morning. 1 man is dead, 2 others are critical.
Detectives believe that all parties involved have been identified. Again, we're not looking for any additional people involved in this incident at this time.
IMPD officer Simone Burris says the disturbance led to the shooting. You're listening to Network Indiana.
It's time to put on the old gold and black. Hail Purdue! And jump on the Boilermaker Special. It's the Boilers and the Buckeyes this weekend.
Touchdown, Boilermakers! A 39-yard flea flicker!
Boiler up, Purdue fans. Join us Saturday. Our coverage begins at 11 a.m. on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
And to worse for the Indianapolis Colts and their injury situation, as quarterback Anthony Richardson has been placed on injured reserve, and he'll miss at least the next 4 games, but could be out 4 to 8 weeks with that AC joint sprain in his right throwing shoulder. That means Gardner Minshew now takes the reins for a while, including this coming Sunday against his former team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Other practice updates: defensive end Kwity Paye was back at practice, as was left tackle Bernard Ryman and linebacker Shaquille Leonard. Tight end Jelani Woods remains out, as does Mo Alley Cox and right tackle Braden Smith. For the Jaguars this coming weekend, the Colts will have to be ready, says defensive coordinator Gus Bradley.
They have it all, so we're just going to have to do a good job. It's challenging because they'll take shots, so we got to stay in lead position, but they'll also run deep comebacks, where you got to, transfer out of that high RPM mode and be able to play that. So it's a challenging week for us, and especially on the perimeter.
Indianapolis is looking to avenge that Week 1 loss at the hands of Jacksonville at home. As for the Indiana Pacers, they lost in their second preseason game last night, 122-103 at the hands of the Houston Rockets. 2 more exhibitions to go. Rick Carlisle on the next steps.
Important practice days, Thursday, Friday. The fan jam on Saturday is going to be a live inter-squad scrimmage. We're splitting up into 2 locker rooms, and it's going to be competitive.
To the Major League Baseball postseason, where two teams face elimination today. That's the Twins and the Dodgers. Game 4, Astros-Twins at 7:07. Then in the desert at 9:07, the Dodgers and the D-backs. Arizona has won the first 2 games of that series, and they look to sweep L.A. at Chase Field. I'm Brendan King, Network Indiana.
The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Green flag goes in the air. Playoff round of 8 concludes at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Thunder off of turn number 4. Oh, we got one truck on the line now, too. Raja.
Who will earn the final spots into the Championship 4.
Chandler Smith trying to squeeze his way through down low, but Brett Moffitt leads to the tri-oval.
It's the Baptist Health Cancer Care 200.
Hang up on it.
Coach's Corner is your chance to get to know your local coaches, players, and staff of each local school and get the X's and O's before the next games. Join us on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. for the Red Hot Stove League for the latest from the Cincinnati Reds, and stay around for Coach's Corner. During the week, you'll also hear from IU and Purdue coaches, as well as updates from Indy Racing, NASCAR, and the Indianapolis Colts. You'll find us on WSLM 97.9 FM and WSLM 1220 AM, along with live streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Be sure and follow us all season for a front row seat and a closer look at high school and regional sports.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The Quarter Pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sidelines. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long, including buy 5 McCafe drinks and get one free. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long. Or stop by 601 South Main Street today. And be sure to tune in on Wednesday nights at 7 for WSLM. We're broadcasting live at McDonald's for Coach's Corner.
Life so interesting. The theory of evolution claims only the strong shall survive. Maybe so. Maybe so. But the theory of competition says just because they're the strong doesn't mean they can't get their ass kicked. That's right. See, what every long shot come from behind underdog will tell you is this. The other guy may in fact be the favorite. The odds may be stacked against you, fair enough. But what the odds don't know is this isn't a math test. This is a completely different kind of test. One where passion has a funny way of trumping logic. So before you step up to the starting line, before the whistle blows and the clock starts ticking, just remember, out here, the results don't always add up. No matter what the stats may say, and the experts may think, and the commentators may have predicted, when the race is on, all bets are off. Don't be surprised if somebody decides to flip the script and take a pass on yelling uncle. And then suddenly, as the old saying goes, we got ourselves a game.
How about that for an intro?
I like it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Wednesday. You know what that means. This is Coach's Corner. We are live from the Salem McDonald's, and I'm here with my co-host and good buddy, Chris Hunt.
Stole my thunder, man. We're live! We're live!
Well, don't worry, I'll let you talk about the McRib later.
That's right. I'll tell you what. Is it back?
No. So things are a little different tonight. We're going to have a couple coaches call in. They are in the middle of their practices and things right now.
Crunch time, Nate.
Last game of the regular season, so they're trying to get every second in that they can, and after that we start the tournament, and it's going to be a wild ride this year.
Looking at these tournaments, I think that it's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, we've got Salem's going to be going up against Madison, which I think they have about the same record, don't they?
1-7. They're they're not the powerhouse that they used to be, and hopefully it's enough that Salem can overcome that and advance into the second round of the sectional.
And this is like the first year they've been in the
2A.
This sectional.
Or I'm sorry, 3A. 3A.
Is that right? I mean, this is the first sectional they've been in where we played them.
Yeah, and that's waiting around to see where everybody's going to fall every year. There's been talk for years that Salem may drop down to 2A and things like that, and you can't really put a lot of thought into that until it comes down to it, and then whoever shows up, that's who we got to play, and
right.
One way or another, you're either going to be prepared or you're not. But with the parity between the two teams, I do believe that Salem's got a very good chance of going in there and getting a win.
Yeah, I don't see why Salem shouldn't actually be able to make it to the second round.
Yeah.
West Washington, they're going into this with a bye, and then
right.
Don't know where they're going to be playing. Is it Spring Valley or I think the other name of the other team that's playing Spring Valley in the first round. But
I can't believe you're not prepared for this.
I'm not prepared for this. It's been a rough week, Nate. To tell you the truth, I mean, Friday night. I mean, I don't know if everybody.
So let's get into that a little bit.
So it was quite. I mean, the song by Leonard Morissette. How ironic it is. A year ago, last week, Grayson was hit by the quarterback Charles Towns for ACL. First,
right.
Second quarter of the game. Last week, same week, 52 weeks ago, 52 weeks after, when Grayson got his ACL tore, Gavin goes into the game, goes in for a tackle. He's on the bottom, and next thing you know, he's coming out with an injury. Took him to the doctor on Saturday morning. Come find out he has a broken fibula. Yeah, fibula. So he's out for the season. So we, which is not as bad as what it was with Grayson. The reason was, one,
Grayson was a senior,
I know,
and he was hinging on whether he was going to wrestle or not in the off season.
He was.
The thing that I always come back to is with Grayson is he was back and forth about whether he was going to wrestle or not, and he said, "Well, I guess God had other plans."
That's right. And Gavin's sophomore. We've got 2 years left.
Yep.
He was so upset because he wasn't going to get to play this game. He really wanted to play this game with West Washington Salem, and it's just not in the cards. But I can tell you, the ironic part is it was the second quarter of the game for Gavin. It was the second quarter of the game with Grayson. When they both got hurt the same week. It's like, wow, man. I told him, I said next year you're not allowed to play that week.
Week 8 is not for you.
yeah. But Grayson actually, he was the only one in that senior class last year that went on to play football. So he's playing football at Shrine and doing great things up there. Going to school, be an engineer. I mean, I got to tell you what, he showed me a schedule, and I don't know how in the world I could do it. I mean, there's just a lot to it.
We don't map so good, though.
Do what?
We don't map so good, though.
No, we don't. Well, I map good. I math good. I just don't read good. That's
well, that's just the opposite of her.
Yeah. But I mean, we look at this. We look at this great game of football, and we do this every week.
And when we do this every week, it's fun because, you know, we get to actually talk to coaches and this. But, you know, we don't get paid doing this. We
Not
do
at all.
this, you know, 100% for free. And
We do this because we enjoy it. We have fun doing it. And that's the thing that I'd like to underscore the most is we have fun doing this.
Yes.
Until it's not. You know what I mean? There are those moments where it's like, really, is this, you know, you start to get that I don't know what the word is, where you're just not having fun sometimes, and you got to kind of overlook those times to look at the time that you do enjoy it.
That is true. I mean, we spend a lot of time. We spend a lot of time actually, you know, coming here and setting up and and doing this. And
and like me and Ryan on Friday nights, we're going to be next Friday night. You know, we're going to be running to Madison.
Yeah.
You know, or,
after you get off work.
Yeah,
you know?
Or like when we had to go to Southridge or Houston Southern. You know, that's a haul.
Right.
You know, and having to get off work, get home, get the equipment, get cleaned up, and then boogie over there. You know.
Right.
You know, sometimes I on Fridays if we're at an away game, I have to take off an hour early to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not
saying that. You know, we do this because, you know, we actually really enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So understand, I want everyone out there to understand that, you know, when we do this, and you know, there's going to be mistakes made. There's going to be, you know, whatever it is. Like I know there's been some off-color things said on the air. You know, that's going to happen. I mean, because, you know, one, we're too close of friends to some of the things we say to each other off the air. People would say, "Oh my gosh, you hate each other." But you know, I'm like that. I'm literally like that with every one of the people that I know, as I'm really good friends with. You know, Ryan and Brett and you know, Devin and Ben Bowers and you know, and especially Ryan. I mean, you know, we have to throw Ryan in the bus a little bit. So.
But you know, thinking back, you know, I enjoy the people that I work with on the radio. You know, you and I go back a long ways. Ryan and I go back a long ways, and we couple each other very well. You know,
right.
Whenever we're on air, you know, talking about these games or the stats or the youth football or whatever, or our football family, you know, that's coming from a place of love from inside of us.
Absolutely.
So, we got a little windy on here this morning, or the first.
Yeah, I hate you said morning. Let's not do that again. We're never going to do that again. We're not going to start this day over because it's been one long week so far.
That's right.
It's only Wednesday.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to go ahead and hop on here with Coach Brian Gleason and see how he's doing this week, and we will be right back.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Keep playing. Keep working. Keep going. And keep moving with the exceptional orthopedic care at Baptist Health. With an experienced team and a full line of advanced services and procedures, it's no wonder most people choose Baptist to help them keep on. Keeping on. Visit baptisthealth.com/ortho to find a Baptist Health provider.
Things change. Insurance should too. Jason can help to see if you're covered for life's constant changes. Call Jason Petmeyer, your Washington County agent, at 812-883-2995 or visit informbureau.com.
Sprained ankle, swollen joints, and no time for an appointment? Schneck Medical Center has you covered. Visit our orthopedic walk-in clinic for expert care. Our specialists provide fast attention to a number of bone and joint problems. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit schneckmed.org. Schneck, healthy together.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're live with Coach Brian Gleason. How you doing today, Coach?
Not too bad. How about you guys?
Well, we're doing all right. We've been over here kind of reminiscing a little bit.
Absolutely. We've done this quite a while, and you know, it's kind of one of those things where we get complacent.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you've probably even seen this as a football coach. We get complacent when you do this something for so long, and going back to the basics, especially with football, is very important because, and that's kind of where we're at here. You know, doing this radio program, we're trying to go back to basics a little bit because, you know, there were some things that, you know, we need to look at when it comes to stats and stuff like that we need to actually be a little bit more correct. And so what's some of the things that you do to get back? I mean, are you going back to basics every week?
Absolutely. We pretty much run the same schedule, practice all week long. A Monday's a Monday, a Tuesday's a Tuesday, a Wednesday's a Wednesday, and a Thursday's a Thursday. We might tweak a little thing here and there, but we make sure we're hitting on our fundamentals every week, and making sure we're doing those same things over and over again. That's the only way to get better at what you do. You know, Michael Jordan didn't get to be the way he was by not practicing and doing things over and over again. And that's the same thing. We got to get better at everything, and you can't take things for granted. You can't take, you know, getting down in a stance for granted. You can't take a back pedal for granted. You can't take everything is, you know. So we do it over and over and over again every day, every week, or every day, or however we want to do it. And we pretty much run the same schedule all week long, and because it's important. And so, yeah, you got to make sure to do those things as far as a football coach goes, because, you know, hopefully we can progress and get a little bit more advanced as we go forward in our program. But it always, you know, football's a sport where it usually comes down to who can block better and who can tackle better.
Right.
Well, usually what it comes down to.
Not to inflate your ego any, but there was one of your boys was in here just a little while ago, and he was telling me how much he enjoys your program and that he thinks that everything's going to be okay. He said that he's enjoying the practices, he's learning from you, and he feels like that you've got the team's best interest in mind.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, we must have been on the right day there. No, I love our kids. You know, it's difficult for teenagers to go through change. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a football coach or a teacher in class. You know, and it's, you know, tragically, some of our kids have changed parents, you know, in their lifetime.
Right.
And that's difficult. And ask a kid to go through change is a difficult thing. And I think our kids have done a great job of learning new things, learning how it's going to be. And, you know, one thing I you know, hopefully that I can provide is some stability in our program, and this is how it's going to be. I plan on being here forever until I, you know, whatever that is, until they won't have me again. But I think that's what our kids, teenagers need stability.
Right.
And because there's, you know, a lot of them, you know, come from some tough situations.
Well, and that was one thing.
Yeah.
That was one thing that we always addressed as youth coaches too. Sometimes these were the only positive male role models these kids were going to have, or the one time a day that somebody's going to be paying attention to them.
Yeah.
You know, so those kids that really cling to the sport and cling to the coaches, you know, there's a reason for that,
right.
And they play their hardest and they play their heart out for it. And that's why, you know, whenever I had the shop, I was always raising money to pay for the football camps. I don't know how many kids we sponsored for football camps. We used to collect cleats and give youth kids cleats for free.
Right.
So they see that and they latch onto that, and that's something that they'll take with them. And it's kind of like the whole pay it forward thing.
Right.
They're gonna do something good for somebody in their future. And for a kid to say that they see that your program is there.
Well, that makes always, as a coach, you know, you always get a lot of the negatives. You know,
right.
You need to do this, you need to do that. And that's good to hear, and I appreciate you passing that along. You know, it makes you feel a little bit better at night because, you know, as a coach, you're making thousands of decisions.
Yep.
Not necessarily, you know, what kind of plays to run or but a lot of other decisions that affect a lot of things. And it's not easy, but we chose this profession. Like a lot of people, like I say, I'm an educator first.
Right.
I teach. What do you coach? Coach football? Well, no, actually, I coach kids.
Yeah. Right.
Football is just the tool and the mechanism that we use to teach the kids the right way to do things. Attitude, character, effort. That's the thing. That's the thing that whether we go. I said from day one, whether we win all our games or lose all our games, I want our kids to understand the most important thing is attitude, character, and effort, because you can take those three things with you in whatever endeavor you choose after football's over or after high school's over. Whether you go into the military, whether you go to college, or whether you go into the workforce, you're going to need those things.
Because when you look at this realistically, I mean, football is so important to us in the high school level because we love it.
Right.
I look at last year. What percentage actually went on to play football in college?
Sure.
One kid.
Right.
You look at who's going to go into the NFL.
Right.
There's a 99% chance that
yeah.
You're not going to the NFL.
No.
I mean, there's really a chance.
Those skills, those life skills that you learn during those team sports and during those, that coming up, is something that you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life.
And I think, and I think that's one thing that we do at Salem is we preach it. We actually follow through and do it. I mean, that's, we can talk, a lot of people talk about it, but we actually, this is the most important thing. And, it's huge. And it's huge. It's bigger than the wins and losses. It's bigger than championships. It's bigger. Now, I will say this, when you've got the attitude, you've got the character, and you've got the effort, the wins will follow.
That's right.
Absolutely.
The success will follow.
Well, speaking of that, I didn't get to see last week's game, but why don't you walk us through that, a little bit of that?
Well, Charlestown's got a good football team.
Yes, they do.
We started off a little slow, but then we started moving offensively. We were able to move the ball. We struggled with them defensively with their offense. But I think at halftime we were only down 10, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was 10 points. I can't recall. And then early in the fourth quarter, we were down 10. I think it was 32-22, maybe. I think was a score at one point. So our kids fought, and then at the end of the game, we were getting ready to punch another one in, and we turned the ball over at the 1 yard line. But I like the way our kids fought. Charlestown's a good football team, and we scored 22 points, had another one on the verge. We got to get better defensively, for sure.
Okay.
But it was encouraging. It was an encouraging night. Charlestown, they put on a good show over there. It's a great facility, and they got a good thing going. And it was a good test for us as we go into these last few games and into the playoffs. And but we fought with them. We just came on the short end. But I will say this: we beat them in the JV game on Monday night last week.
Yes, sir.
So I was really proud of our JV kids. Some of our young kids, I want to throw out some names. Ethan Campbell's been our JV quarterback all year long, has done a great job. CJ Ward, DJ Ward, those two boys have done a great job as freshmen for our JV team. Kid by the name of Grayson Perry, we just moved him to offensive guard.
Oh, really?
And we won a JV game, and he did a great job. He's relished that role. Braxton Backus is a junior for us.
No, he's
been a monster.
He's been doing a great job for our JV team. I want to Mason Abbey, Jacob Metz, Hunter Hassick. These guys have done a great job for us, and I know I'm probably leaving some names out. Braden Walters. They fought all year long. We had a couple JV games canceled that would have been good competitive JV games, I think. So our record's not indicative of JV. So I think we were 2-4 at the JV level. And Scottsburg beat us by 2 points. Mitchell beat us by a touchdown. And the only game we kind of got blanked there, skunked in, was Silver Creek.
Yeah.
But other than that, our JV kids fought all year long, and I'm really proud of those guys. Like I said, Lenny Wynn has been a good kid for us. Peyton Shockey is a freshman. Had a good big kickoff return the other day. Carson Dalton had a pick six for us the other night on a batted ball and ran in the end zone. That was cool for him.
I remember when Carson signed up for youth football and came to one practice and was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
I'm excited. The way we finished our JV season was a great way to end it for them, our younger kids. Now, it's not over for them. They're still can provide some obviously help for us at the varsity level. But that was a good week for us on Monday night to beat a good Charlestown JV team.
Yeah. Yeah, I could hear them from the house.
Okay.
Yeah. So beyond that, we're getting ready to play another huge county rivalry game, and this one's going to be punchy. I mean, it was there was a long time there where we were like, okay, we're going to go down there and we're going to handle business with West Washington. But it's not always the case, you know. And right now they're playing some really good football and they played some really tough teams.
Yep.
So that county championship is on the line, and you know, it's
this is now I know you got a taste of what the county rivalry was with the Eastern thing. This is worse. This has been like this since I was in high school, and I graduated in '94. Okay. So this has been the rivalry game for just the millennial. It seems like so this is going to be one tough game.
Well, I think Coach Lowry and you know, does a great job, and you know, it's going to be a good football game regardless of the records. Doesn't matter what. I think that's just kind of the way it is with when you put the, you know, those three schools together in the county. I think it doesn't matter what the records are. You know, they've got a great football tradition at West Washington. You know, and they've won some football games this year, and you know, they do a good job running their midline and running their rocket sweeps, all that good stuff. You know, and they just got a solid program. I know that coming down to the, you know, last game of the year, you know, it's like, you know, we've got some film on them as the year's gone on, but you really don't get it all broken down until this week. But I'm excited about the opportunity. Excited about the, you know, for our kids to go out there, you know, our seniors to play West Washington one more time.
Now, have you and Jeremy ever coached together?
Never.
I know he was a Pale. You was a Pale.
I replaced. I was the year after him. Yes, and then he was. Then he went to LaPorte, and so we did. Our paths have never really crossed, other, you know, on the field, but at clinics and things like that. You know, as coaches, we're all in that kind of that brotherhood that we all kind of hang out.
Oh yeah,
share ideas. You know, football is a. You know, we're kind of. I'm sure he's the same way. You know, we teach kids.
Right.
You know, football is just the mechanism that we use to teach.
Yeah, and I think you guys kind of run the same almost offense. So I think this is going to come down to a defensive game. I really do.
And you know, it's one of them that it's going to be back and forth. I think, and I think it's going to be just about like it was with Eastern.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, you know, who wants it a little bit more.
Right. Right.
To borrow a phrase from Jeremy himself, you know, you gotta take care of control the controllables.
Yep.
Right.
So, you know, whoever does that the best is probably going to come out on top.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about the opportunity. I think, you know, our kids, you know, have a little bad taste in their mouth from the Eastern game.
Yep.
And this is kind of a chance to redeem themselves, or maybe to have a split in the county. You know, that's what it comes down to. How often does that happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened?
I don't know that it has ever happened.
Either. I really don't.
Because I don't believe that Eastern's ever won the county championship.
Okay.
And this was the first time they beat Salem was this last year for 13 years.
Yeah, it was 2011 was the last time they.
So 12 years. Yeah.
So. Yeah. You know. It is one of those things. Like I said, I've been saying for a long time, and Eastern is on the cusp of being a great football team. Yeah. So, you know, that's one of those that it could have went either way, I think. And for Salem to have did what they did, only lost by 1 point in that game.
I have to say this, Brian, and Coach. I mean, I mean this sincerely. With what I've seen this year so far, with what your program and the things that you've done this year is way ahead of the game what it was last year.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, I just wish, you know, we could have a little bit more success on the scoreboard, but sometimes that happens. You know, like I've said all along, other than Charlestown, Brownstown, and there was one other team in there, I can't remember, we've led in every game.
Yeah.
You know, whether, you know, we were ahead of Silver Creek at one point. We were not ahead of North Harrison. So those were the three: North Harrison, Brownstown, and Charlestown. We were never ahead in the game.
Yeah.
But Scottsburg, Springs Valley, Silver Creek, of course, Morden that we won, and well, actually we weren't ahead of Eastern either, but we lost by, we had a chance to be ahead at the end. But so we've been there. Just, you know, that's the side of the.
And you can't build a program overnight. I mean, you know, you're talking this is something that's it's going to take you. You know, what is? I mean, you know, what 6-7 years, and we're hoping it's a lot sooner than that. But
you know, it's we're getting that foundation built. You know, when you build a house, you've got to make sure it's a firm foundation, and you can't build it on sloppy ground. You can't build it, you know, can't cut corners.
That's right.
And we haven't done that, and that's what I'm excited about. Is that, you know, the future's looking good.
It's going to pay off.
It's looking good. It's just it stinks right now because, you know, I want our kids to have success.
I thought that was Chris, but
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Coach said it stinks right now. I figured.
Oh no, that wasn't. I think they burnt the ice cream. But
All right, Coach. Well, you know, it's been good talking to you tonight, and you know, let's see how this Friday goes, and you know, I'll be up there in the box pulling for you.
Thank you very much. Well, hopefully be a good game. Thank
All
you.
right, we'll talk to you later.
Next week.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we finally got Coach Jeremy Lowry here. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. On a Wednesday night, a fall break, out under the lights of football practice. It don't get any better than that.
That's right. You know, it's county rivalry time. They try to seal the deal for this county championship. Let's hear it.
You'd remind me of that.
Oh, that's kind of my job. So whenever you guys come up, or I don't even remember where we're playing. Is it at West Washington this year?
It is definitely out here at West Washington.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
which is weird because this is the second year in a row that Salem has actually traveled to West Washington to play this game.
Yes, we were overloaded on road games, and they were overloaded on home games. So it made sense for everybody to make the swap this year.
Gotcha.
You know, it's one of those games that everybody gets excited for. You know, the back and forth. You know, the banter between both sides. It gets really exciting.
I'm new to that this year. I'm
you're
on the
new.
other side this year.
I've got never mind. I won't say that on air.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the deal. You know, it's senior night for us. It's county rivalry night. We're recognizing our youth football. You know, everybody, there's a lot of pageantry. There's a lot of build-up. There's a lot of that. At the end of the day, it's a football game.
Yep, let's just
And at the end of the day of everything else going on, the most important thing is the football game. And that's what we're preparing for, is to go put our best foot forward with a team that we're confident with, our football team we believe in. And we're just looking forward for an opportunity for another football game. Looks like the weather's going to be fantastic. There was some rain early in the forecast. It looks like that's slowly diminishing. Just super excited for another opportunity to play and another opportunity to play at home.
Yeah, you know, and getting this game in, this is last of the regular season, so it's one of those that, you know, it's kind of bittersweet. But now, once we get past this, it's time to get focused on that tournament.
That second season you were talking about, Jeremy.
Absolutely. But make no mistake, momentum's important.
Absolutely.
Going into that tournament. We like our draw. We feel good about our draw, but we certainly want to go into it with momentum.
Yeah.
You know, so this is a big game. It's a big game that means a lot to a lot of people. It means a lot to a lot of people in our community. And it's a big momentum game, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to a great matchup. Salem's got a fine football team, well-coached football team that continue to get better this year. They've got some players on the field that certainly stand out. I mean, Evan Bowling's a stud.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that kid's a stud. Yeah. I mean, you gotta know where he's at defensively.
Yeah, on both sides.
You gotta know where he's lined up in the formation. I mean, That kid's a stud. Altemeyer.
Joel Altemeyer, yep.
Yeah, D-tackle. Kid plays with a great motor.
Where did he come from this
year? Great motor.
Out of nowhere.
They got the young back, Logan Dent.
Yep.
Fine football player. Mold does a great job of running the offense. And, you got to be dialed in. You got to be assignment sound. You got to be great blockers. You got to be great tacklers. All those things you talk about. But I've been super impressed with Salem's football team, watching them. Again, I can't say enough about Evan Bowley. I mean, that kid's got to be up in tackles, kind of in the area, maybe even in the state. He makes a ton of tackles.
Yeah, absolutely he does.
So, and a very fine ball carrier. So they've got a fine football team, and but at the end of the day, we're going to control what we can control. As always, we feel good about our football team. We love our football team. It's going to be senior night for our 12 seniors, and boy, are we going to come out and pay respect to those guys and show our love and support for those guys in the energy and excitement, passion, and how we play.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, I know you've got a lot going on out there. You're in the middle of practice, so we won't keep you too long tonight. I'll see you Friday night, and, good luck to you guys.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night.
All right,
thanks,
Jeremy.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with some inspiration.
Bring on the garlic. Get ready for another epic event this summer with Papa John's new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza. This is the third version of Papa John's Stuffed Crust Pizza. First there was the regular cheese stuffed crust, and then they added pepperoni into the crust. Now this pizza has garlic in 3 places: in the crust, on the crust, and in a cup with its special garlic dipping sauce. The pizza has a blend of cheese with garlic seasoning inside the crust and more garlic seasoning on top of the crust. It's available as a large pizza for just $13.99. Papa John's also has a garlic chicken pizza, which has a hand-tossed original crust with real cheese, vine-ripened Roma tomatoes, grilled all-white chicken, artichoke, roasted garlic, and fresh cremini mushrooms on a zesty garlic ranch sauce. Call 812-883-3369 to reach your Salem Papa John's, or stop in at the corner of Main and Hackberry Streets to pick up your hot, fresh pizza today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Don't forget to get your Papa John's for those Friday night tailgates. Order a pizza and tune into the game on WSLM 97.9 FM or WSLM 1220 AM, or streaming on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and a little change of plans. We actually did manage to get a hold of Coach Lou Bean. How are you doing tonight, Coach?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Can you hear us okay?
Yep.
All right. Well, it's that time of the year, last game of the season, and it's getting ready to we're getting ready to move into the tournament here, and you guys have got to go through Charlestown to get there. Or well, your last game will be Charlestown before you start into the tournament. How's that feeling?
Yeah, good. We're looking forward to playing Friday night. Didn't feel like we put forth our best effort, especially offensively, last Friday night. And, we're just excited to be able to play another conference game going into sectional, and it's our senior night. So that's always a special night as well for our seniors. And, we've got a good group of seniors, and we want them to go out on a positive note here on our home field.
So last week, things will be rocky, and we have talked about it to where so many times that I feel like you guys are just right there of being one of those names that everybody is not looking forward to playing. You guys are just on the brink of being at Charlestown or North Harrison or getting to that level that if things could just go right 100% of the time, I think you're there.
Yeah, Friday night we got outplayed. Scottsburg's a good team. I feel like they're the most athletic team we played all season.
They're a very well-rounded team.
Yeah, they're fast everywhere defensively, and they bring a lot of pressure, and that gave us trouble. And our back was a little hobbled. We didn't
throw game was not on like it needed to be, and that part of that was Scottsburg. They gave us trouble with pressure and bringing guys, and hats off to them. They got a good defense. They're very athletic, and they got a lot of speed. So it's difficult for us to get outside on them, and as a result, they kind of just packed the middle and dare to try to outrun them. And we moved the football. We moved the football across the 40, down in 30. Just couldn't finish drives, especially when we got in that inside the 30, inside the red zone area. Their athleticism just caught up with us and made it difficult. They put 7 guys in the box, and they won't change that. And a lot of times they're bringing 5, 6, 7 guys at a time, and that pressure I feel like got to us. We worked on it all week, and it just still got to us, and it's something we've trying to improve this week and get ready for Charlestown.
Well, how do you go about cleaning that up?
Well, it's just we just have to play it on our heels. That happens sometimes. You get a little momentum, and you feel like things are a lot more pressurized, and it's a lot worse than what it actually is. You watch the film, and we're one guy away that missed this guy, or one guy here that missed that guy, and if we square those guys up, we're getting some big chunk plays. And it wasn't like we weren't getting yardage. We're getting 3 and 4 yards instead of 6, 8, 10 yards when we're used to getting up on a lot of our run plays. So, they frustrate you. But defensively, we played great. We did give up one big play, but I thought defensively we played well enough to win the game. Just offensively, we just couldn't finish drives, and we couldn't produce any big plays. And when you're trying to get make drives, and you're only getting small 3, 4 yard, 5 yard gains, you're not getting those 10, 15, 20 yard gains at times. It just makes it very difficult, and that's what they did. But we kept ourselves in it defensively. It was a 6-0 game for quite a while. It was a 12-0 game for a long time, and we were just one play away. And that's what we kept telling our kids: hey, we're just one play. We just need one play. What's the most big play here in offense? And it could be 12-7, and we're right back in this thing. And we just couldn't get over that hump. Couldn't make one of those plays. And like I said, you got to credit Scottsburg. They're a good team, and like I said, I feel like they're the most athletic, fastest team we played all year as a team. They just have a good team speed, and they give us fits.
Yeah, it sounds like to me they just had your number last Friday night. And sometimes when that happens, Coach, there's just nothing you can do. It's like they just got us figured out for some reason. When it comes to this game that's coming up this Friday, what's some of the things that you're looking to have you changed anything from last week to this week?
No, I think we're getting back to some fundamental stuff, just getting back to driving people off the ball up front and going through run fits and making sure that we know who we're blocking, and going back to just basic stuff to where our guys are not playing on their heels or playing forward. And like I said, that's what Scottsburg does to you. They could frustrate you, and like I said, we weren't 100% on offense, but it is what it is. But like I said, the other 2 phases we played well enough to win, and we try to get all 3 phases going again this week, and work on some simple stuff in the passing game to get back on track. And run game just felt like we got to stay on blocks, we got to drive people off the ball. We didn't do that a whole lot Friday, but if you go back looking, against Salem, against North Harrison, teams before that, we were able to drive some people off the football, and we're moving the line of scrimmage, and that didn't happen much Friday night. So we're just trying to get back to what we were doing, and covering that in practice and going back to some basic stuff to make sure our kids know their assignment and they're not hesitating, they're going forward, being physical.
Looking back a couple weeks ago, I have to say I did see something on Facebook that I have to ask you about, Luke, and that's the little the rivalry between your brother and yourself. Was there a shaving thing that he had to shave his head if Salem got beat? What was it? Was it the same on your side?
No, he kind of took that man with it. I think he started a new job and had to shave, so I think he play along with it, and so I did. I think he just told that to Braxton and that kind of thing. But yeah, so that's Bo. You just playing games and having fun. So.
Oh yeah.
But no, I mean it's it was an emotional game. Last week I wasn't able to come on the radio. We had a middle school game down at Providence, so I went to that instead. And the Salem game was an emotional game, and one where I felt like a couple plays here, a couple plays there could have went our way by a few scores. And they make the plays in the fourth quarter to bring themselves back, and came down the wire. It was an exciting game, and I'm sure my blood pressure and heart rate were through the roof there.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
But with the intensity that you guys coach and play out there, or have been anyways, that's kind of par for the course, and people don't realize how stressful that this sport can be to the adults that are involved, just as well as the kids. The kids are out there doing all the work, it's physically, but mentally, it's draining on the coaches.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, especially getting those situations that you gotta make quick decisions, and you can't let the moment get you, and you can't let the kids be that because kids' hearts are racing, and they get nervous and that kind of thing too. And but no, I thought our kids responded well, and it was a fun game, and those are the games you remember. So.
Right. Well, Coach, I'm glad you finally was able to get away to get the call in tonight. I know you have a lot going on with practice and everything, so good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next week, and hopefully we'll be talking about some good sectional football.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach. We'll talk to you next week. All right, bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Get ready for the new school year with some custom school swag from Tees and Tumblers on the Square in Salem. The new school year and football season is right around the corner, and you'll want to come in and get your school's logo put on a variety of products to show your school spirit. Their back-to-school special is a logo tee of your choice with a tumbler for just $35. Located on the northwest side of the square, Tees and Tumblers offers a variety of pre-printed items, or they can custom make your items in the store. They have custom can koozies, air fresheners, and lots more. The possibilities are as endless as your imagination. Call 812-508-6199 or stop in and see the staff at Tees and Tumblers today.
If you're looking for the best Mexican food, stop in today at El Camino in Salem. And don't forget to stop in before the game or come in up until 10 p.m. on Friday or Saturday. Come in during lunch for great specials during the week starting at just $5.65. The Speedy Gonzalez for $5.65. A taco lunch, $5.65. The quesadilla or enchilada lunch for just $5.65. Or try your choice of lunch fajitas for $9.95. Or the burrito zapada. New menu coming soon at El Camino in Salem. And they're hiring servers. Weekly specials include Tuesday's taco special. Buy 3, get 1 free. And Sundays, kids' meals are half price. Whether you stop in before or after the game, El Camino's is something for everyone in the family. Open till 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. And weekdays 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Stop in at 403 South Main Street in Salem. Or call ahead at 812-586-0199 for carryout.
It's almost time for Halloween Boo Bash 2023, coming up at the Stevens Memorial Museum in Salem on Saturday, October the 28th from 5 to 6:15 p.m. Bring the kids to trick-or-treat in costumes and make your way through the grounds of the museum as you visit booths decorated by local businesses, civic groups, and organizations in the community. The event is free and all are welcome. Bring the children in costume and stroll the museum grounds on Saturday, October the 28th from 5 to 6:15 p.m. If your business, church, or group would like to participate, call 812-620-7271 or email WSLMradio@gmail.com for more information.
New babies, sports physical, 3D mammograms, primary care, pediatrics, oncology, advanced orthopedics, lung screenings, and surgery. From providing community health services to performing the most innovative procedures, the exceptional doctors, nurses, and staff at Schneck have been caring for friends, families, and neighbors for over 100 years. Schneck. Healthy together.
Schneck is the only Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services 5-star hospital in South Central Indiana.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
And we're live at McDonald's. And I tell you what, man, that quarter pound is not real. That's the first time I'm talking about food tonight, honestly. You actually brought up the food before I did, so.
I did.
Yeah.
Man, there's one thing that's been bothering me since early on in the broadcast. You told Coach that you graduated in 1994.
Yes.
So that means you were held back at least 3 times.
Twice.
Because you're old as
I'm old. I'm old. So, I was pretty much blind until second grade. Got held back in second grade, and then got held back in, there was another grade I got held back in because I was so far behind when it comes to, so this is what I found out. I didn't find out I was
Listen, I was making a joke.
Oh, I know.
I didn't know where he was going.
I'm going to tell you the truth on this. So I found out, well, this might help somebody. I found out I was dyslexic when I was like 30.
Right.
But I've been dyslexic my entire life.
When did you find out you was ugly?
Well, at the same time you met me.
Right.
You're the only one
that ever told you. I'm the only one that's just truly honest with you. That's because we're
my mom always said I was pretty. So, but no, you know, we do this, Nate, and you know, we have our haters, of course. You know, but what's frustrated me doing this, and you know, the reason that I kind of took a little, you know, quite a long break this year was just because of all, you know, and we talked about this with all the politics, you know, that comes to this.
Right.
You know, we deal with this. We don't get paid anything for this, and you know, we have all these people who want to talk and say this and that about us. They're not volunteering to do this. They're not coming out saying, "Oh, well, let me be on the radio." I mean, because if you want to do this, I'm sure if you would like to call Greg and Becky up at WSLM, I'm sure they'll give you the opportunity to come in and try to do this, because this is not an easy job to do for free.
It's not even just with the radio, because you know this is just kind of a, because I have fun doing it kind of thing. Like, you know, even when you're coaches, you know, whether you're being paid to coach or whether you're a volunteer or whatever, it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those that any little thing that goes wrong, that is your responsibility.
Yeah.
And so that kind of brings us to the quote that I have tonight. And I am going to murder this dude's last name, but I'm going to try my best.
Don't even try it, man.
So the quote is this: "You're either supporting the vision or supporting the vision." And that's his name is Saji
Ijiyemi.
He's from Nigeria. And he's a motivational speaker. But you know, just think of that. If you're either supporting the vision or supporting the vision, which one are you? You know, which one makes some more sense?
You know, and I've said this for a long time. You know, and until you get a program that where 70% of all your parents, all your students, all the kids that are involved in that program are supporting that program. And when I mean support, I don't mean, yeah, my kid's on the team. I mean actually going out and actually doing the stuff. I mean, going out and, you know, doing the fundraisers, you know.
Doing the meals on Thursday night.
Doing the meals on Thursday night.
You know, we went so far as to, in middle school, I was dragging a trailer. I would shut my motorcycle shop down and drag a trailer to the middle school before every game on Thursdays and feed the entire team.
Right.
You know, and all the parents that were involved got on board, and they brought food. They helped with you know, the transportation and stuff like that. And we made sure that, just like the high school kids, that those kids got a good meal before they played the game.
Right. And that was, you were one of the 5-10%ers. Because that's the problem. That's the problem when it comes to any kind of a program, regardless of football, basketball, whatever it is. When you don't have that support,
right,
that is within the community, within the kids, you're never going to have a successful program.
Right.
And I look at programs that are successful, and you go, well, why are they successful? You go over to Brownstown. Why are they successful? Because I tell you what, everyone has bought into Coach May, and there is no one going to tell him what to do. When you go to West Washington, they have bought into to what Jeremy's doing, what Coach Bowsman did.
Right.
When you have that type of support, you're going to have a successful program.
Right. And you know, you look at you mentioned the 5 or 10%. You know, you've got some really good people that did a lot to really help out.
Amazing.
You know, you've got the Gilberts, you've got the Howies, you and your wife.
The Malls.
The Malls.
You know, they work hard to doing it.
You know, Spud works his tail off for
Spud,
stuff.
you got the Fosters, you've got, you know, Chelsea and Ryan. I mean, you know, there's the group of people. I mean, and I can look at, you know, whenever we have the linebacker meetings, you know,
Angie Tucker.
Angie Tucker,
she's
amazing,
an angel. That woman is an angel.
She did everything, and you know, if you could have even 30 30 to 40 people like that group at one time within that program, I'm telling you,
things are going to move.
You're going to have, I mean, kids are going to be better. You will have, people will follow that program to a T. And until you can figure out, until you find that magic bullet that actually does that, like Coach May does.
That's right.
Tailgating every Friday night. The place is packed madhouse over there whenever you go over there.
And they're behind the visitor stand.
Yes, and I know, right? But that's when you say a quote like that.
Yeah.
You either support that program or you're not supporting the program. There is no
There's no in between.
plays on the team.
Yeah.
It's let's put some effort into this and see what.
And your kid is only going to benefit from that.
Absolutely.
Just being there, or we talk about that a lot with wrestling. You've got kids that are there to wrestle, and then you've got kids that are just there. They're the wrestling dummies.
Right.
They're the ones that are there to go through the motions and say that I'm on the wrestling team.
Right.
And there's kids that are there. I'm just here to wear the uniform.
But you said it best. You said it's only going to support your kid.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, when you support your kid 100%, then that's when you start seeing a change in everything. Yeah. I mean, all the stuff that me and Tara did, all the stuff that Angie Tucker did, it wasn't because of us. It wasn't because I wanted the limelight. It wasn't because, Tara wanted the limelight. It wasn't because Angie wanted the limelight. Or
somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. And guess what? We did it for our kids.
That's right.
So that's
and when we say, whenever, and I don't mean to speak for you, but I know that whenever you and I say our kids, we're not talking about the ones we bore.
That's
you
right.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
All of these kids, and if you've ever been to a parent meeting with me at the beginning of a football season, one of the very first things that I say is, now that I've coached your kids, they are no longer just your kids, they are our kids.
Absolutely.
And, I mean that. I'm standing here looking at a couple of kids right now that we help coach in youth football, and already, they come give us waves and high fives and hugs and stuff, and that's what it's about, and those kids all have my number, and they know that if there's ever anything they need, Coach Nate's got them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's been many times, and I know for a fact that coaches like Jeff Medlock, he mentors these kids until they are ready for life.
Because I know last year, whenever with Tuck and with Grayson, I mean, I was like, okay, well, Grace came in today. I'm going to eat supper with Coach Medlock, because he couldn't make it to all the graduation parties, so he invited all the boys that he coached. And said, "Hey, we're going to meet at Mama Rose's, and we're going to have pizza together. Yeah. We're going to talk about your future plans in life."
Man, and I can't say enough great things about Coach Medlock.
Yeah.
Not just as a coach to the youth, but as a coach to me. Right. In life and helping me be a better youth coach.
Absolutely.
I can't remember how many seasons I coached with Medlock. But I tell you what, there was never one season where I didn't learn something new from that man.
Right, absolutely.
And, it's those kind of people, like we mentioned, the Angie Tuckers, the Coach Medlock, the Moles, those are the people that really support the vision, what I mean? And that's what it gets down to. And if you're not supporting the vision, you're supporting.
And if you want to complain about what somebody else is doing, step up.
Amen.
Step up, because I can tell you, it's not like there's not room for you.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like armchair quarterback. Well, I'd have done this or I'd have done that, but you didn't.
Right.
And we're not going to get everything right every time, and things are going to be a little different. But we're here every week. I drag this equipment around with me twice a week.
Yep.
And I don't get anything out of this.
Right.
So I'm here to spread the love of the football family.
Absolutely.
And if this community doesn't get together, and I know, we're going to have our school rivalries.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we're all supporting the same goal.
Absolutely. And when you've got people out here that are complaining about stats or whatever the case may be, or saying that this is a joke, step up. I mean, we might not get all the stats right all the time, because I can tell we're asking these coaches questions that they got to know right off the top of their head.
Right, and it's not like we give them a script or vice versa. It's, most of this is right off the top of our heads, and we're doing our best with what we know.
Yep, absolutely. So, hey, it was great being on here with you this week.
Yes, sir. You may be solo next week because I've got some prior engagements. But
hey, that's all right. If anybody has any questions they would like to ask the coaches, feel free to text me on my cell phone. Everyone's got it. So
or shoot Becky White a message on Facebook with a question. Something that anybody wants to know. We'll be glad to pass that stuff along. It only helps out the program. So
and it also gets us gets the community to know.
Gets everybody engaged.
Hey, gets to know these coaches. I mean, that's one of the things also with knowing these coaches. It even says in the beginning, that's what we're here to do. We're here to get everyone to know the coach.
Right.
Not just talk about football, but also talk about other things besides football.
Right. And it's Coach's Corner. It's not it's not angled towards any one school. I just happened to, my kids graduated from Salem, and one of them still goes there. So, that's where my heart leans. But I give every one of these coaches the benefit of the doubt, and I tell you what, the amount of good things that I see out of all three of the schools in this county, their football programs is just tremendous, and I can't wait to see it come to fruition.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I'm excited about all three schools at this point.
All right, well, I guess that's all we've got for you guys tonight. It's been a pleasure being here with one of my best friends in the world and getting to chat a little bit with some of the coaches, and let's support that vision.
Hey, forward. Go to a football game. Don't stop. Go to a football game.
We're not allowed to make fun of Brett this week.
So no, we're not. We're not going to break for the Brett.
He hasn't.
We love you, Brett.
I haven't heard from him since you broke his heart last week. All right. You guys have a great evening, and we'll talk to you next week.
And as always, watch out for deer.
Get ready for the new school year with some custom school swag from Tees and Tumblers on the Square in Salem. The new school year and football season is right around the corner, and you'll want to come in and get your school's logo put on a variety of products to show your school spirit. Their back-to-school special is a logo tee of your choice with a tumbler for just $35. Located on the northwest side of the square, Tees and Tumblers offers a variety of pre-printed items, or they can custom make your items in the store. They have custom can koozies, air fresheners, and lots more. The possibilities are as endless as your imagination. Call 8